Hi, my name is Chien, and today I'm going to create another video tutorial for programming language. In this series, I create some video for learning ASP.NET MVC and Entity Framework by example project. And the project I will name project is GNVS shop, and here is a information for instructor. It is my full name is Chiến Vũ Hoang, and you can contact me via email, Skype, or Facebook. Okay, so the first thing I will talk about the working environment here. So the development tool is Microsoft Visual Studio 2015, and the database we will use Microsoft SQL Server 2014, and the Windows OS I'm using here is Windows 7, and when the development is done, I will guide you how to deploy the code to IIS server. And project type is web-based, and the technology I use in this project is ASP.NET MVC file and Entity Framework, and also HTML and CSS. Okay, project name is GNVS shop, and this website will create some function for sell Apple product. Okay, so we go ahead to the day one. The day one is we will create the database. So we will create 7 table as a diagram in this slide. So we will create some table like category, product, storage, model, color, new, and user. Okay, so now I will go ahead to open the Microsoft SQL Server and create some table here. So the first table, I think we should create some independent table. The first is category, and after that we will create a user. So I think user first, then new, then category, storage, model, color, and the last one is product. Okay, so now open the SQL. So I will create a table in so we can change the location here. Change the location here. Okay, so we will name it a GNVS shop DB. Okay, so now we click to OK button. Here, so the first I will create the user table. Have user ID, username, and password. We'll change it in int, so user Okay, so now we have set the primary key, and we can change. So for the primary key, we can change the option is identity specification here to it. That means that this ID here will automatically into it. So so when you enter the data for this table, you no need to enter the user ID. So the SQL Server will handle it for you. User next we create a new table. So the user ID here is a foreign key to the user table. I mean, I want to store the information for who is the creator to create a new. and and Racha. So that means you can enter the Unicode character for the title. So we have a lot of content, so we use the Racha mark. We create a category table. Next is storage. Voucher. Motor. Color. Okay, so for example, because this table you have been set it, so for now you want to edit the column tie here and also want to save the content. So maybe you will get the winning information and then you cannot save the data as a new tie into the database. So you should check the configuration here, so designer, and by default this option will be clicked. So now when you change something here and you want to save, update the table, and if you show here the warning, so it cannot save the new change into this table. So that means you have opened this one, go to designer and uncheck prevent saving change, and for now you can click here. Okay, it saved into your table. Okay, we have done create data for some table. So now I will go ahead to create some relationship for each table here, something like that. Press the shift button and click on new, user first, then new, new, and then category storage, model color. So you can see user ID here is the primary key of the user table, and in the new table we have also have user ID here, and that means the user ID in the new table is a foreign key into the user table. So we can click here user ID and drag to the user ID in the new table and then drop. That means we are creating the uh, relationship for two tables. Oh, okay, so we cannot create the relationship now. So to create a relationship between two tables via the user ID, we have to make sure the user ID here in the user table and the user ID in the new table have the same same column type. Okay, so now you check it. Yeah, it's not the same. So the user ID here should be integer. So we can save it here. Try it again. Okay, and we will do the same thing for another table. We are missing the model ID. Yeah. So we cannot move the table, the the other x um, row here. So we will do it later. Model storage user ID. Okay. Okay. So now you want to change the order of some column in the table. You click to edit, and you can change the location here. Okay. So now we have done creator the table and also the relationship for all of them. And now we will go ahead to enter the data for each table here. Okay, so now we will do the enter the data for uh, the table based on the order when we create the table. The first thing we will enter data for the user, new, category, storage, model, color, and then product. Okay. Oh, sorry. User first. Okay. And then new. So we have just created two records into the new user table. So now we have user ID 1 and 2. So because the table new new and the user have the relationship between the user ID. So now if you enter the data for this table, we have to enter the value user ID come from the user table. So if you enter another number that not in the user table, so it will display the errors for you. For example, you enter here, so yeah, no row updated. You will have the conflict with the foreign key constraint here. Okay, so we enter the user ID one. So for example, today is 11 November. Okay, one. So we will enter the status is one. That means this post is activated. So if we enter the value is không, that means this post is inactive. Category. So and we are going to sell the Apple product. So I will in some category like iPhone, iPad, MacBook, something like that, and something like that. Okay, I think that's the enough. Storage. So I think storage we have a 14 gigabyte, 64 1 okay. Motor is iPhone 6 S Pro. So maybe the model here is not auto integrated. So I will close it. Okay, copy it. So see the design. Okay. I think for product we choose enter the image for it. Okay, so go to edit design. Okay, color already done, model done. So now your product. So for the image here, we will change the path later when we start to deployment. Product color, we are missing color. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's enough for the demo, so we can enter another later. Okay, so I think that is enough for create the database. First, when we start to develop the website, so in this tutorial, you have learned how to create the table in the Microsoft SQL Server and how to create the relationship for each table. So if you have any questions, so please let me know and I will try to answer you. And okay, so see you in the next tutorial for day 2 and bye bye. Happy coding.